Good afternoon, world. It is moments past noon in Waxahachie, Texas, deep in the heart of the Lone Star State. Today is December 11th. Rest in peace, Barbara Ann Lynch. Today's your birthday. You passed away a few years ago. We all still miss you. Today's episode 112 of Grit and Good News. And I'm Jeff Lynch, your co-host. We're broadcasting live from our palatial studios in downtown Waxahachie in the shadows of the Ellis County Courthouse. Our man Sam Brooks is on the board. There's his fingers. There's his hand, keeping us on the straight and narrow. Could we do it without him?
No,
Of
we
course
couldn't
not.
do it without
Of
him.
course not. And to
Although
my
he drives him crazy.
right, and Sam's got a nice new haircut, and he shaved off a little bit of that scruff on his face, and he's kind of got the Mahomes
Oh,
look.
dear heavens.
Let's calm down there, Jeff. Let's calm down there.
All righty. And to my right, our host, my friend, your friend, Scott Brooks.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this beautiful day. We just walked over here. I need to get there. I don't know if my phone's working, Sammy.
Yeah, 37 this morning, 61 this afternoon.
There we go. It's working. Yeah, it was 30. Yeah, it's working. 37 this morning, but now it's probably in the upper 50s, low 60s.
Yeah.
It's nice out there. I know Ross went to play golf this morning up at Golf Club at Dallas.
Did he?
Yeah. But thank you for being here. Sorry we missed you on Tuesday. Yours truly was under the weather, and I'm the typical husband out there who, I get a sniffle and I'm down for the count. And so my wife's like, please. Anyway, I didn't feel very good and didn't think it would be wise to, share it with my fellow hosts here, and didn't want to
We had a
bore
series
you.
of texts over the morning,
Yeah.
weaseling your way out until I brought up the contagious factor,
Yeah, and I jumped
then
on that.
then boy, he
Yeah.
was out there.
I didn't want to do that, but I'm feeling much better now, and I don't know what the issue was. But anyway, thank you for being here. We do this show every Tuesday and Thursday, noon to 1 o'clock Texas time, which is Central Standard Time. As I've said to you a million times, although we have new listeners every week, it seems, we continue to grow. We talk about a variety of things, and we don't try to spellbound you with big words and long fancy sentences. We're just three guys that care about our city, our county, our state, and our country. And so we talk about topics that are in the news, some that aren't. We talk about mostly national stuff, but we will talk about world uh, things that reach the world or going on in the world, and sometimes we'll talk about things in our own city, like I'm about to in just a minute. Before we get to that, we did the numbers, right? So we like to start off by Sammy goes out and, according to what number episode we're on, which is 112, as Jeff just told you, since there aren't numbers of athletes, well-known athletes in the professional ranks across 4 sports that wear number 112, I venture to say there's none. We'll use number 12. So today, Sammy's going to tell us the numbers, the guys who wore number 12 in professional sports.
Okay, I'm starting off with NFL, but
Number 12.
no, don't say the obvious. Say one that's out of there.
One that's out of there, Joe Namath.
There you go. I'll take that. You got one?
Booyah.
I was just thinking about the greatness of Joe Namath. Do you remember his Noxzema shaving cream commercials?
And you know what? He played at Bama, and it was coming from a Bama guy. I don't think he was that great of a quarterback in the NFL. Not like we know now.
He had this total babe on the commercial with
that was,
and he had the cream on his face.
We still remember it.
And they were shaving it.
Do you know any other 12?
They said, take it off. Take it all off.
Detour. Do you have any other 12s?
I don't have my head working there today.
Okay, so yeah, we do have Joe Namath. I'll start with Brady, probably the best football player in the world.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Terry Bradshaw.
Although Aaron Rodgers is
he's 8 right now.
Yeah.
But and then we got Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
You know what they say about Terry Bradshaw?
I don't even know who he played for.
Steelers.
Yeah. He's got 4 or 5 rings.
Yeah.
He said Terry Bradshaw was so dumb he couldn't spell cat if you spotted him a C. Well, it kind of turned out all right in his life, didn't he?
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway,
did I say Roger Staubach?
Yeah, no.
We got Roger Staubach.
The Dodger.
We got Jim Kelly.
Yep.
Joe Namath.
Yep.
Andrew Luck, the early
Yep.
retiree.
Retired. Yeah.
And then do y'all know a Ken Stabler?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Played for the Oakland
Raiders.
Raiders.
Okay,
Lefty.
yeah. He
Played at Bama too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he passed away, I
Yeah.
think, in like 2015 or something like
Yeah.
that. Okay, so I only did 3 sports, so
Okay.
forgive me if I missed any players or if I got any wrong, but we're going to NBA. Any 12s?
No, that's a weird number for the NBA.
Is it?
Wait a minute. So give me a team.
The Jazz.
Give me a team that somebody cares about. Oh, John Stockton. Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, so we start with John Stockton. Dwight Howard, he's all right. He wore 12 a lot, though. We got LaMarcus Aldridge. He had to retire early. Rolando Blackman, Mavs legend.
Yeah.
Rowe,
Um,
number retired.
Yeah.
Yep. Derek Fisher.
Yeah.
Nick Van Exel wore it with the Nuggets.
Yeah.
And then Steven Adams wore it with the Thunder.
Yeah. I think he still wears it.
How
Yeah.
about the Thunder right now? Did you
I
get that little
I
stat?
don't
They
even
play
want.
tonight, I think.
I'm not watching
I
it.
Yeah, well,
read, I read
they
the
beat
other day,
They played last night. They beat them by like 50.
49.
49, which put them at 24-1 and tied them with your Warriors for the best 25-game start.
They're going to break that record.
Listen to me talking
They're
hoops.
just and the team that beat them isn't very good. I can't remember.
The Blazers.
Yeah, that's not a very good
They're
team.
14-11. They weren't that bad.
But
The-
they're not
they're
a
not-
team
they're
that
not
you would
good.
think would beat a 20.
Yeah.
No.
The Warriors' record was 73-9. I think the Thunder are going to lose 7 games.
We'll see. I don't know.
Um.
All right.
Okay, so we're moving to MLB. A lot of these players I
Major
don't
League
know.
Baseball. So number 12,
No.
none come to mind.
We'll start with Roberto Alomar.
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 For the
He got in
Jays.
trouble because he spit on a umpire one time
Did he get
in
banned?
Toronto. He got banned for a while.
Yeah. And then we got Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
Is 12 a Yankee number?
No.
There is so many Yankees. I
Well,
don't
then
know.
I guess it's not retired there.
Right, it's one of the few numbers that aren't
Oh,
retired.
okay,
That's why. Yeah.
Okay. And then we got Alfonso Soriano
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the Yanks.
Yeah.
Jill McDougald.
Gil McDougal.
Kenny Lofton.
Yeah.
And then the last one I have is Ivan Pudge Rodriguez
Fudge.
for the Yanks.
Oh, for the Yankees. Because he
Yeah.
wore 7
For the
a lot of
Rangers,
those
but he
years,
he
yeah.
wore 12 for
Right.
the.
Okay, and you don't have any
I
NHL.
was swamped. We have a big agenda today, so I didn't
Alright.
get all the way to NHL.
And
All
I
right,
got
there you go.
behind and I couldn't do it either.
There you go. We're okay. We'll be all right without the NHL. A couple of other updates. Cowboys fell to the Lions. Seems like years ago, but it was just last week. So a week ago tonight, actually. 44-30. It wasn't pretty. It was a test. I think they failed that test on the defensive side.
I was about to say, I think the defense failed. If
Yeah,
you
I
put
mean,
up 30 points, you're supposed to win.
You ought to win,
Yeah.
or at least be in the game when you put up 30. But they weren't in the game. It was just ugly on the defensive side. I don't know what they're going to do, but they got to do something. I mean, they got three stud from other teams at the trade deadline.
One name, Eberflus.
Yeah,
Get him out.
Eberflus. Yeah, he's not good.
Well, you know what? He was head
Oh, I
coach
left it.
of mediocre Bear
Bears,
teams.
yeah.
they
and-
were low mediocre.
Yeah, they're really bad.
I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, he was a good defensive coordinator before he became a head coach, but now I don't know. But
It might have been an economy hire by Jerry.
yeah, the Cowboys. Who do they play this week? Do
They
y'all
played
know?
somebody bad, somebody not very
Redskins?
good. No,
Oh, maybe somebody.
I forget.
I don't know if you know who they're playing. Tell us. But anyway, so we'll see what's.
The Vikings.
The Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings
yes.
Sunday night. Yep, that's right. And the Vikings won the other day, 30-0. Beat somebody. I can't remember who, but
We got Chuck here.
hey, Chuck,
He's a big fan of you, Sam.
welcome. we miss you, brother.
He only
Hope you're doing well wherever you are in
the
this
the rough
world.
one was when he called Jill.
Yeah,
Jill.
Jill.
We have the NCAA bracket is out. I printed it, but I forgot to bring it with me. We'll do
I
this
got it.
next Tuesday. By the way, Sammy, Jeff won't be here next Tuesday, and for you viewers, Jeff won't be here next Tuesday, so it'll be me and Sammy,
All right.
and we'll take a stab at the brackets. My beloved Tide got in after me thinking they weren't. There was no way they would get in. I got home from church on Sunday and looked at my message or my ESPN, and there they were.
You
It
sent me
was
a, you sent
partly
me a
with Notre
picture.
Dame dropping out. It gave
Yeah,
some room.
it was like a domino effect
Mhm.
when BYU lost, and then when Duke beat Virginia, the dominoes fell in Bama's way.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Bama plays Oklahoma for the second time this year.
December 19th.
Yep. So we'll
7
see. It's a
o'clock.
week from Friday.
It's on Network and
Yeah.
ESPN.
So I'm looking forward to that. So we'll take a stab at our picks either we'll do it probably next Thursday when you're back, Jeff. So
Thank
that
you
we can
for
all three do
saving
it.
it for me.
A couple other updates. Playoff bracket, we already know that. Waxahachie football is now over, but Waxahachie had a lot of success this year. Got to the fourth round of the playoffs. Had a big game last Saturday in Midlothian against Duncanville, one of the best teams in the country. Waxahachie, they only had one defeat. Duncanville did this year. It was against Waxahachie, and Waxahachie on 4th and goal couldn't get a touchdown in the waning seconds of Saturday's game, and lost 35-28 or 27.
I did not even know it was
Yeah,
close.
it was very close.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
came down to the last play.
when I was walking out of the Sun yesterday with a few copies of the paper, wanted to leave a few for my neighbor Ricky Boyd, so
Yeah.
he'd get that article. And I met is it Patty Hullett?
Yeah.
And she does your sports.
Yeah.
And she was talking about. She said, "Too bad about how the season ended." And I said, "I was out of town. I didn't know how it ended." And she said, she was of course out there. She said that game just went back and forth,
Yeah.
and back and forth. It was quite a battle.
It was wild. I mean, I thought Duncanville at one point was going to pull away, but Waxahachie held tough. So congratulations to Coach Tollefson and the team there.
Great
Well
season.
done. And I think they got a very bright future. Duncanville now plays Allen this weekend, and that ought to be quite the game. So they're down to the final four in all these different divisions in high school football. Let's see. I want to mention to you that Jon Garrett, a local businessman, Waxahachiean, has filed to run for state representative, District 10, which represents all of Waxahachie and some of Henderson County. I believe there may be other parts, but I think that's the majority of it. Right now, Brian Harrison holds that seat. There's also a third opponent named Matt Authier. I know Matt and John well. I never met Brian Harrison, but I have plenty to say about him based on my knowledge of his background here and in DC, and we'll share more of that as we get into real election season. So, but the mudslinging, shame on the Ellis County conservatives for playing these games. It's ridiculous, and I'm not gonna let up on the Ellis County conservatives. If you're gonna attack a conservative running, regardless of what you might think of them or their background, then you're just not gonna get away with it. So we're gonna highlight that and spotlight it, and we'll see how that goes for you. Frankly, I'm not. I can't say things that sound macho because I don't have the macho to back it up. But I do have the passion and the energy to back it up to say enough of this nonsense in our city and our county. And if you're from outside this city and this county, then you ought to be watching what's going on in your own city and county. I've already exposed and will continue to expose some corruption I think exists in the legal system here, and with some judges and some prosecutors that just it's abhorrent. It's hideous, frankly, and we're going to continue to stay on it. I wrote a column yesterday about Travis Smith, who sits on council, and I think has the worst behavior I've ever seen in a council person or any politician, other than the obvious ones like Jasmine Crockett and that sort of thing, who are kind of a joke. I mean, Travis isn't a joke, because as I've told him personally that he has the ability to do really well, but he sabotages himself by the way that he behaves, and so I exposed it, and now he's running for county judge. And let me just say this for people that want to jump at me, one, I'm not, I don't participate much, if any, in the online back and forth. It doesn't do me any good. But for those who are just refusing to look deeper into a person and yet want to go off on, uh, you know, attacking me, that isn't doing you any good. It's not going to slow me down. It might even rev me up even more, but it's just not, it's not going to work. I mean, if you want to throw dribble at me about what I know about Travis Smith, having worked with him, I even hired him at the Daily Light 10 years ago. If that's what you want to do, then do it. But I'm here to say that the guy is hurting our city, and I don't. And now he's running for an office that has nothing to do with city council, and some people can't get that through their mind. If you're sitting on city council, and let's just say we had an elected mayor structure here, and you want to run for mayor, that makes sense. Just like if you're vice president of the country and you want to run for president, it makes sense. If you're a county commissioner and you want to run for county judge, it makes sense. If you're a salesperson in a company and you want to run for uh, vice president of sales, it makes sense. It's within the same vertical kind of lane. It makes sense. But if you're a commissioner in Ellis County and you want to run for state representative, it doesn't make sense. One of those two things is going to be compromised, and I can assure you, it's not going to be the position that the person aspires to hold. So in this case, I'm making the case that Travis Smith filing to run for county judge it cannot. If he's going to run in sincerity, if he's going to be authentic about running for county judge, there's no way he can be a focused, effective council person. He can't be. And when a campaign for county judge, it just doesn't work. No more than a coach. I mean, Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss told Lane Kiffin, "You're not coming back here to coach at Ole Miss in the playoffs." Why? Because they don't. I mean, what he's got another job. Nick Saban fired Lane Kiffin 12 years ago because Lane Kiffin was his offensive coordinator, but Lane Kiffin interviewed and accepted a job at Florida Atlantic University. And Nick Saban said, "I got you. You're not focused on what we are, what we're doing. We're going into the playoffs. You got to go." I'm saying the same thing about Travis Smith. And for you folks who, and some people get on there that know Travis and call him transparent and all sorts of other things. Look, you got to be real with yourself if you expect to be taken seriously. But the idea that people can't understand what I'm saying about these a guy at city council running for county judge, that he's being derelict with his duties on city council, then I can't help you. If that's what if you believe that's okay, then I can't help you. So carry on. Don't even read my column. That's what I feel.
And my man Scott, he can turn a word every once in a while and turn a phrase, and I like to do that too. But I love the phrase in the column that leadership, please, ethics, question mark, like a compass in a washing machine. That is beautiful writing. And to all those who would be critical of Scott for this opinion and for this column, I will say this: he spends a lot of the time early on character assassination of Travis Smith. And obviously, that is a subjective opinion, and everybody's opinion is everybody's opinion. But I think towards the end of the first page, before it's continued, he brings out something that's very key. It's the most important key. As he's been talking about conflicts of interest, about having one job and running for another. You're working for the city on the city council, and now you're doing and hoping for an Ellis County position, and they overlap each other. And decisions you make council wise can be have an effect county wise. But the key that you brought up is that the Ellis County Mayor Cameron Rayburn, who declared a month or 6 weeks ago he was running for that job, and what did he do? He resigned. He resigned, and there was a big to do about how long should he stay there before they replaced him. I think they might have ended on December 31st, but that is doing the right thing. And I don't think Travis understands that.
Well, it takes a bit of maturity and humility. I don't know Cameron Rayburn, and there is some
I don't either.
some of the responses people have given me in the past about him resigning is that he's still in the office, sits there until they name a replacement. Now, he can't be effective in that. Maybe he's just being a placeholder. I don't really know. But the point is, uh, if
Well, you kind of do have to do that until they find a replacement.
well, I guess that's how it works. I don't really know, but my belief and my expectation is that Travis would have the humility and the maturity and the understanding and the decency to just say, "Look, I can't do both. I'm going to resign one." He's not losing any money because the council person's position is paid. I, I do have to focus on this job that I want that is paid. And so, what do you expect? I mean, I don't. And as it relates to anything I have to say about anybody's character, I'm going to just say that about someone only if I've had experience in the trenches with them. That there, I just took I took to task with a comment about Jon Garrett by somebody in the Ellis County Conservative. So I bet you hadn't even met Jon Garrett and wouldn't know him other than seeing his picture from Adam's house cat. Yet she is going into this guy's background, posting divorce papers, as bottom feeding as you can get. So I would not do that to somebody because I'm a product of divorce. I know what it's like to go through hell and back and make terrible mistakes. I also believe in the power of redemption. And so I'm not going to say anything about Travis that I don't believe to be true. If Travis it wants to set the record straight, then that's what a campaign's for. According to him, set the record straight. But there's nothing I've said about Travis that I don't believe to be true, and it's based on real experiences with him. And I believe I'm right. And whether you agree with me or not is none of my business. But that's where I stand.
My late great dad, Thomas Lynch, when he would hear you criticize somebody and he would look at you and he'd say, well, he's always spoken very highly of you. Now, in the case where you're criticizing him, I don't think he has always spoken very
Well,
highly of you.
no, he hasn't. He said things about me that are awful, well, a lot worse than what I've said about him. He doesn't know that I know that, but those that he said it to have told me. And then people want to say, well, Scott, you got a personal vendetta because he led the vote to get the Waxahachie Daily Light named as the paper of record instead of the Waxahachie Sun. Look, did it make me angry? Of course. If you owned a business and somebody was trying to undermine it or put you out of business, you might have a problem too. But that came and went, and we're going to just carry on. Council changes all the time, and at some point, we'll see if that pendulum swings back. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I'm not here uh, to play personal vendetta game. I'm here to say the city of Waxahachie is at risk because we have 3 council members that I don't think are being upfront and true and honest with you, Travis, leading that pack. And that was my focus. And one more thing I'll say. I think the hire of Ricky Boyd as city manager is an excellent hire. I wrote a column last year called Hail to the Chiefs that talked about how good, strong, both in performance, character, every which way, both Ricky Boyd of the fire department and Joe Weiser of the police department are. I still believe that today. Nothing's changed my mind. Everything I've done has had not one thing to do with Ricky Boyd. But I can tell you this process that this council wants you to believe they went through. I don't think they went through it as exhaustively as you can. They just sent out surveys no sooner than the deadline for those surveys to come back and completed and supposedly reviewed. Within days of that, they announced that Ricky Boyd's the city manager. I'm saying to this council, there are 2 members of council that I like, Patrick Suter and Chris Wright. I like them, 1, because I think they're smart men. Number 2, I think they're good men. Number 3, I think they have a genuine interest in the welfare and the prosperity of our city, and that they don't play games. Do I think they have at times participated in things that they shouldn't have participated in? Sure. But if you're the 2 people that are going to lose in a 3-2 vote, then I still say stand your ground. But my issue isn't with those 2. My issue is with the other 3, namely Travis. And we got to do something about it. And for those of you that go vote because you like him, because you're his mama or your daddy or his brother, sister, whatever, girlfriend, I don't know. I get it. But at the same time, if my son Samuel running for to be the I don't know, track coach at Waxahachie High School, I would say, Sammy, I don't think you should do that, son. You're not suited for that. Or you're not. You might be well suited for up and down the basketball court, but not for, cross country. You never run cross country in your life, unless you're running from me. So anyway.
And what I may say, you might say, is it insignificant? Your opinion is your opinion. But I have a little expression I like to use. It says details separate champions from also-rans.
Yeah.
And if you look at this picture in the paper of 5 people, the council and Ricky Boyd, you'll see 3 of them are wearing cowboy boots. Ricky Boyd, nicely shined ostrich boots. Our fine mayor, nicely shined gray boots. Our 2 other councilmen besides Travis, Trey Atkins and Patrick Suter, very nicely shined shoes. And there's Travis. You know you're having your picture taken And I don't care if you're wearing a pair of basic plain Jane cowboy boots, but when you've got scuffed up front, unshined shoes, you know what? Your shoes are a window to your soul. That's
Well,
all I'm going to tell you. I'm
I
telling you.
do think I've told Sammy this recently that there is a lot to be said for dressing really nice
Hmm.
every time. It doesn't have to be suit and tux and all that, but dress like you care about it. I, so there you have it. We're not going to stop. And there's more to come about Travis. He's running for city county judge, and I'm going to oppose him. And I'm going to oppose him with veracity and with ferocity. How you go? And because I don't think he has any business being our county judge. I don't think he will be. I don't think he has any business being it. And one more thing I'll say about Travis. Travis was prone. Two things that I want to tell you in the name of full disclosure. Travis Smith is not allowed on the son's property. Uh, Travis Smith has proven to be very
Do you have
disruptive.
an injunction or you just
No, I just told him don't come on, and
okay?
I'll be happy to get an injunction. But he's disruptive, and he's causes a problem, and we don't want that. We don't need it. We have better sources at the city. We have to have sources we can trust and believe. He's not one of them. And the other is that he has used our site on Facebook, our page on Facebook over the years to come on and say things that are just blatantly false. And I'm not going to allow a city council person, a county judge, a president, anybody to come on to our site, particularly as a small community like ours, and mislead people. I'm just not going to do it. And if you don't think that's fair, that's your problem, not mine. I don't think it's right, and I'm not going to allow it to happen. And so we stopped it. So Travis, if Travis wants uh, to to say where he thinks I'm wrong. I'm sure he already has, and I don't know where, but I don't. It doesn't matter to me where. Knock yourself out. I'm not going to battle. It's that old saying, pardon this
Mm.
French, but it's still you can't win a pissing match with a skunk. I'm just not going to do that. I've got a job to do. I care about this city. I care about its future, and I can tell you that whether it's school board, whether it's city council, primarily county commissioners some, but city council can make or break a city. And I think we're close to the point where the con- the conduct and behaviors of three of these council members is putting our city at risk. All right, so there you have it. Let's talk about something happened yesterday. Michigan coach gets fired. Did you see that?
Gets
Sharon Moore
fired for
for
inappropriate,
cause inappropriate relationship with a staff
and
member.
then
And then my guess is, because we don't know the details, but then 2 hours later, he's arrested. He's still in jail today. My guess is that he went to that person's place, wherever they were, or he thought they were. I assume he found them because he's in jail and assaulted somebody. So he's now in jail. So you're talking about a guy gone from the head coach of the University of Michigan to jail. That's pretty quick.
and I read something that said that he was on self-harm watch
Yeah,
in
I
the
mean,
jail.
I would say, again, I'm not gonna relish somebody's life struggle, but I can see where that would be very painful and
Yeah.
a struggle. Um,
And you know how I feel about AI, and I know there's a lot of great things, but I'm tired of seeing cats play banjos and
yeah,
all that stuff. This morning, the first thing I opened up on Instagram and I saw about the firing of the coach, and they showed why. And it's a picture of him in the locker room with two cheerleaders. He's got his arms around hugging them. Got a shot of the panty-ish type of things these cheerleaders are wearing. And then they have a big three-way group kiss.
yeah,
And then he
that's probably
he
AI.
he says, I just love a snowflake. And then there's a snowflake on his face, and I'm going,
Yeah,
yeah, that's how I learned
yeah,
about it. And I had to go deep to find out that it wasn't true.
that's the bad
And I'm
part of it.
so tired of it.
Yeah, that's the bad part of AI. You just have to know to detect it. But he is in trouble. I think Michigan will hire him a new coach pretty soon. I also wanted to Sammy, we have 4 videos we want to show you today. We'll get to Jasmine Crockett in just a minute. I want to mention to you about rogue judges. We've talked about rogue judges in the past. That is, judges in parts of this country who make decisions that impact this country. Before I came over here, the headline was that Abrego or I think it's Abrego, this this illegal immigrant that the left has courted, had margaritas with, blah blah blah. I tried to, that he's become their poster child for protecting, supposedly in their minds, illegal immigrants. A judge in Maryland has told Trump that he must release him uh, immediately, uh, and so is another example of just rogue judges. Yeah,
Before we jump into these videos, are we gonna go over Tarnations?
yeah.
We
Yeah.
are. Can I say my Tarnation real quick?
Yeah,
Please.
so
I
we,
just,
we we do these Tarnations. Jed Clampett of the Beverly Hillbillies says what?
oh, I forgot to
And
get
the
the video.
Tarnation is going on around here. So it's a politer way of WTF is going on around here. So
Sorry,
Tarnation, what do you
I
got?
thought I didn't know if we were skipping it or
That's
not,
all
but I
right.
wanted to get this in. Yesterday was December 10th, marking 3 months since
Uh,
Charlie's assassination, and I want to put that out there. Um, I don't really like what's going on. I know you've probably seen Erica. She's
yeah,
been talking. I'm frankly sick of Candace Owens.
yeah,
Um, and Erica's right. I mean, they can't get peace. I mean, I doubt they can even visit his grave without
yeah,
something happening.
yeah.
And I just want to put that out there. It's been 3 months. Miss Charlie every day. Don't forget about him.
Yeah, I mean, I see pictures of him and it makes me stop and say, man, what a life snuffed out so brutally. And I applaud Erica for coming out now and saying enough of this conspiracy crap. And shame on Candace Owens, shame on anybody else that's espousing this conspiracy that somehow TPUSA people had something to do, including her, had something to do with Charlie Kirk's murder. It's awful. Uh, I do want to mention I've got a Tarnation. Sammy, cue up that North Carolina lawmaker. I sent that to you?
What was he doing?
He was the one in
Books.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this to set this up, this is a new North Carolina lawmaker who's had enough. I can feel him because he's kind of where I am with all this stuff that's going on. But this is a guy who's got in front of him uh, school district officials in North Carolina, and he's letting them have it. So take a look at this. It's about, I don't know, half a minute long, something like that, maybe a little long. Go ahead, Sam.
Here's a great one here. These are my eyes. This is my nose. This is my vulva. These are my toes. I'm going to read a passage for you out of it. This is for your school. Some boys have a penis, but not all boys do. So always use your manners. May I ask what I can call you? This is damn trash. It isn't rude to be nude for 4-year-olds approved by your district. I hope y'all can see what these children, 4-year-olds, are looking at. Nude photos. Freaking trash. Do you think it's appropriate for 4-year-olds to be exposed to naked men and women and soft porn?
No, it's not appropriate that students are exposed to porn, but I don't have any knowledge.
Then why are these recommended in your school district? It's
I
on
have no
your
knowledge.
page.
There you have it. I mean, thank God, school board here that my hope and prayer would make sure that never happens. If it does, then we'll certainly be out there letting you know about it. But that is sick. It's as sick as it gets. That's a form of pedophilia, a form of grooming, if you ask me. So I wanted to share that with you. I have another, my own Tarnation. Beware porch pirates this time of year. We've never, knock on wood, we've never had a porch pirate visit our house. I don't know that they would, given our little neighborhood, the way we're kind of set up and cameras everywhere, of course. But you never know.
And yapping dogs.
And we have our dogs, yeah, but our dogs sometimes won't get up to go to the door to bark. Well, they'll bark from wherever they are.
Ours will.
Question whether or not they'll go there to the door. But it's a porch pirate season. Want to make sure you're aware of that. The Kansas City,
What do porch pirates do? They
come steal your gifts that are, I
Oh,
mean, not
okay.
gifts, but your packages
Yeah, okay,
on the
that's all.
porch. Kansas City Chiefs, I'm telling you, I don't like hate, and I don't think I hate anybody. I dislike some people really, really, really bad. But I think I've touched on hate when I get to the Kansas City Chiefs. I just can't deal with them.
Easy, dude.
I can't
Easy,
deal.
dude.
I know Patrick Mahomes is a tech boy and he lives in Dallas and all that, but man, and I've never met him, so he's probably a wonderful guy. But what they portray on television on the game, whining more than anybody I've ever seen, and it drives me crazy.
How about they just lost, right?
They just lost.
Who did they lose to?
They lost in an important game.
The no.
Yeah, to
No,
Chargers.
Chargers would beat the Eagles. I don't know, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
now they're 6-7.
Yeah.
y'all, I know y'all have heard Philip Rivers
Yeah.
coming back. The
40
44-year-old.
I saw him in an interview today.
Yeah, I mean, he sounds ready,
He
happy to
hadn't played
go.
he hadn't played football in 5 years. He's going to be the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts
He-
for presumably the rest of the year.
He's gonna take one step, and
Yeah.
his whole leg is gonna
Well,
just
we'll
tear.
see. We'll
It's
see.
gonna.
And you know they've said Shador Sanders is the QB for
Yeah.
the rest of the
Oh,
year
yeah,
for
he's
Cleveland.
good.
I think
He's gonna
Shador
play.
Sanders has a shot to
Yeah.
being a good quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the other video I sent over, Sam?
I got one more. I got a
Okay, you
Tarnation.
go. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
This drives me crazy every single year. And last year I sat down and did some research and I sent in a pretty extensive letter to the sports department. Every year they put the bowl matchups in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got 48 bowls, and 22 of those bowls, they've decided to only put the city name and not the state name. And how they decide which ones are worthy of city versus state. Obviously, we know Atlanta is Georgia. We got Atlanta, Texas here. We got an Arlington, Texas here. We got an Arlington, Virginia. And I didn't do the research this year, but when I did this last year, there were 7 or 8 cities that were in multiple states. There's a bunch of Detroits. There's a bunch of Memphises. There's more than one Boston. And there were like 8 cities on this list. There were in multiple states.
Yeah.
And how they decide to do it, it just drives me cotton picking crazy
Yeah.
every year.
I think you need to get over that.
I'm not.
Much like you told me to get over Patrick Mahomes and my hate for the Chiefs. One other thing, there's a guy in Congress, believe it or not, his name is Hank Johnson. He is a congressman from the great state of Georgia, and he's known for not being the brightest bulb on the tree. Most commonly, he's known for that because he once said in a hearing on Capitol Hill that with military folks, that he was concerned about the island of Guam, which is part of the United States, and that because of its size, that if too many people in Guam that live there moved to one side of the island, that it would capsize. I kid you not. And I'm happy to show it to you next time. If any of you doubt me, I'm happy to show it to you. That's his thinking, that you could capsize an island. All right. That's who we're talking about here. And he's taking it now. I say what you're about to hear is dumb. What you're about to hear is also sick. So this is Hank Johnson of Georgia, who believes that an island can capsize if too many people get to one side of it. This is him in an interview talking about the United States of America, a country he represents.
And we're doing it with impunity. And this sends a shocking message to the world that America is indeed what did they used to call the great hand of Satan or something like that? I mean, America under the Trump regime is demonstrating that that moniker was entirely accurate. The great Satan. That's what we have become in this country when we can start killing people with impunity.
That is beyond dumb. Man who he represents a district in Georgia. Yes, but he's in the United States House of Representatives. So ostensibly he represents this country, calling it the hand of Satan. And I don't know if there's anybody from Georgia watching this show. There may be some of my friends, and I don't know which district he represents, but that you're talking about hideous. That's pretty hideous, if you ask me. Uh, whether it's Trump, Biden, Obama, or Bush, or whomever, this world without the United States would be in a heap of trouble. Countries would go, famines would take over,
Today
infrastructures,
and historically.
true, and infrastructures would collapse. The amount of good America does in this world is incredible. It's off the charts, incredible. And so I just find that offensive. uh, that's a nice way of saying it. I think it's offensive. So anyway, there you have some Tarnations. All right, that's a good segue into our next block one here. Jasmine Crockett. You know, we referred to her as what a Crockett on this show. She's represented the district just one over from ours, and it's too close to home for me to be comfortable with not exposing her or highlighting or spotlighting her, lowlighting her, whatever you want to call it. So Jasmine Crockett, who has been a congresswoman for, I think, 2 terms, which is about 4 years, maybe not quite 4 years, somewhere in that neighborhood. She took over for Eddie Bernice Johnson, and has been uh, a mess as it comes to an effective congresswoman. As I've said before on the show, I believe her to be what are commonly referred to as a useful idiot, meaning that the left and certainly the media on the left use her in ways that they think draws ratings. And frankly, it does, because there's no telling what she's going to say, how she's going to say it, what disposition she's going to bring to the conversation, whether she's going to be a proper prim woman or from the, the backwoods or the ghetto or wherever. I mean, she changes her tone like crazy. It's kind of Kamala Harris did it, and so did Clinton. But this past Tuesday, 2 days ago, because the filing deadline was 2 days ago on the 8th to file for any office in the state, and because a judge ruled that the gerrymandering going on, the redistricting going on in Texas is okay and can be done. Of course it can. And that was going to eliminate her district for all practical purposes. So she decided she would run for the Senate in the state of Texas.
It's going to change the demographics of her district. Her district will still be
No, it
there.
won't change the demographics. It takes 2 districts of the same demographics and molds them into one, which means that the congressperson in that district would run against her. She chose not to, and I think Allred has now jumped into that as well. So upon her announcing her run for Senate, so Jasmine Crockett, the useful idiot, if there ever was one, is now running for Senate. I want to show you 2 videos. The first is her launch ad. I think if you haven't seen it, you would find this interesting, if not entertaining. Sammy, let's play that. That's okay. This is how she chose to introduce herself as a candidate for Senate.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her? She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. Crockett. Oh, man, oh, man. She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Is that it? So she turns and looks at the camera and I think smiles or smirks. So there you have it. That led into her giving a speech. I think this is the first time I've ever seen her use a teleprompter. Nothing wrong with teleprompters, certainly. And I would
Just ask Joe Biden.
I would, well, yeah. Plus, I would if I were.
Donald Trump used them too. A ton of people do.
I would use it if I were announcing for any seat, but at that level. So this is her in her announcement speech.
With the senators sitting around doing nothing while Trump takes your hard-earned money, skims your Social Security, slashes Medicare, and gives tax breaks to billionaires. I'm done. I'm done watching the American dream on life support while Trump tries to pull the plug. The gloves have been off, and now I'm jumping into the ring. I'm asking for your support to be the next United States Senator from the greatest state of Texas.
Is that it, Pam? I think there's a little bit more. Let's see. Go a little bit more.
I'm running because I don't ever lose focus of the people and what we deserve. We deserve a government that is by the people and of the people, not one that's bought and paid for, not politicians who are self-serving and line their own pockets. Most of you know that I am a civil rights and criminal defense attorney, that I made a living arguing cases before juries and fighting for Texas who were harmed to receive justice. I have won cases and convinced juries in the deepest, reddest parts of this state. And I'm ready to make the case to the people of the great state of Texas.
Okay, that's good.
Texas
Hey,
turns
Jasmine, be
blue.
careful on your sports analogy because you don't take your gloves off and jump in the ring.
You put them
You
on.
put them on
Yeah.
to jump in the ring. Come
Yeah.
on, honey.
Yeah, I think later on she did an interview. She was one of the same things, so obviously it was after this. But she was asked, well, how are you going to reach Republican voters? Obviously, Texas is a red state and will continue to be red, Beto notwithstanding, who thinks he can make it purple. It's not purple, it's red. And in a race where he lost by 2 points to Ted Cruz, I don't think anyone should infer that from that we're turning any shade of purple. In this case, she was asked, "Well, how are you going to get Texas conservatives or Republicans to support you? Because obviously you can't win the state of Texas unless you have help from Republicans who are willing to give you a shot." And she said she doesn't need their help, our help. She doesn't want our help and isn't going to look for our help. So what we have here is the primary is in March. So we've got a 3.5 month campaign of what really is just performance art, if you will, if you want to call it art. It's going to be her doing what she's doing here, saying things that are insane and just wasting a lot of time and money. She's going to run against John Cornyn, against well, I shouldn't say that now. She's running against Talarico, I think it's another state congressman in the state of Texas. It's either Rico or Miko, I can't remember. A young man who has his own issues. So it'll be the two of them that are running for the Democrat seat. There may be others, but I'm not sure on the Democrat side. But on the Republican side for the primary, you got Ken Paxton, John Cornyn, and I think there are others, but those are the two heavyweights. I can't imagine. Uh, Although I might pay to see it, a debate between Crockett and John Cornyn or Ken Paxton. It would be quite entertaining. And I'm not so sure Jasmine Crockett can win the primary. But the issue here is that's what the left is relying on. She's what the left is relying on across the country to win political races. And the left has gone beyond the point of no return now. And it just baffles me. It baffles me that someone like Jasmine Crockett would be the person of choice for the left when it comes to the state of Texas. And so we'll see how it all unfolds. I suspect it's going to be quite the show.
And she's obviously doing it because she thinks, probably erroneously, that she would be having a harder time keeping her seat in the House than she will winning this Senate election.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean,
she had that House seat because
Bernice Johnson.
Well, yeah, she kind of willed it to her and
She did.
made her.
She chose her.
the next.
Please choose.
And all the demographics worked out for her.
Yeah. So I just don't think Crockett understands what she's doing, and we'll see. Since we are adjacent to her, we've made the offer to her before. I know she knows it, to come in here and talk with us. She's too
Do you
good
think
for
these
that.
are people that tell her?
Oh, I'm
about
sure. I'm sure. I'm almost certain there are. I think I've talked to a couple at least, that have said to her about great and good news. But it's like a gnat on an elephant's back with her. But now that she's running for Senate, we're going to continue to ask her to come in here because I'd be respectful and
As would I.
polite, but we would talk about the issues here because there are certain things I want to know about. Although since she doesn't think she needs Republicans or conservatives to get the job, why would she waste her time with us? And that theoretically, why would she waste her time with us if that's what she believes? So we'll see. All right. So we have a whole lot more to talk about, but we don't have time. So we're going to talk about it next week. I do want to mention what those things will be. We're going to talk about AI and what a day in the life here in Texas would be like in 2065. We'll talk about that with Sammy next week, and then we'll talk more about AI as we go on because I'm trying to get my head around what myths are out there about AI. Can it do this? Can it do that? What's it does it have reasoning? Does it have feelings? And so I want to use a segment in each show to walk through an aspect of AI because AI is rapidly taking over lots of parts of this country. And when you see what is projected to be a day in the life of a Texan in 2065, you will say, holy cow. Now, we won't be here. Sammy will. But holy cow, is that really where we're headed?
Well, I wish you'd save that segment for Thursday when I'm here.
Well, we can talk more about it. Maybe I
Okay.
will. We'll see what we talk about. Maybe. Okay, we can try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What do you got for a poem today, Jeffrey?
Coincidentally, I have one about Jasmine Crockett. It will appear in Monday's Substack. Scott picked this topic, and I thought, what am I going to do with it? But I figured out something to do with it. Crockett in Texas. Say what? Davy Crockett. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. Jasmine Crockett, a tune you will never hear. To the Alamo, Davy did show and was one of the last to go. Jasmine is all about the big media snow, but we don't ever see this Texan at the Alamo. Jazzy stirs up trouble as a U.S. representative. She is way beyond argumentative. Jasmine is quite fine at picking a fight. Rather than privately, Jazz always finds a mic. The left-wing media has made her a star, fueling aspirations that don't go real far. Not sure how she ever passed the bar. Now, gerrymandering, thank you for the chuckle there. Now, gerrymandering has her downbeat. She views the U.S. Senate as an easier seat. She could be wrong, she could be right, but a statewide election is a tough fight. The ubiquitous media leaves all accountable. If you're serious or off the cuff, the media can be very rough. And regarding rude comments, especially rough. Calling Greg Abbott Governor Hot Wheels rolled off Jasmine's lips like it was no big deal. But in Texas, our memories are long, and we don't cotton to such a mean song. So, Jasmine, do what you want to do. I surely plan not to vote for you. If a majority of Texans are like me too, you'll find the Senate job was the wrong job to pursue.
Pursue. Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Yeah. So we didn't mention Substack earlier, but on Substack.com, Substack sounds spelled just like you say it. Substack.com is the premier place for columnists, authors, writers, content providers, creators to go with their own brands. Go to Substack.com, enter in the search field Great and Good News. You'll find us there for $5 a month. You get all kinds of content from Jeff, Sammy, and me. And so we hope you will support us in that way. We just continue to grow with our subscribers, so I'm pleased about that. But check it out. All right, we got Day in History.
Today in history, December 11th, 2025. My mom had her birthday. Nobody gets points for that. Britain's King Edward the Eighth abdicated the throne so he could marry American divorcee blank. Here's a bonus here. I didn't get it.
I have no idea.
Catherine.
Wallace Warfield Simpson.
Oh,
His brother Prince Albert became King George the Sixth.
in the can.
1874.
1638.
1936.
19?
This is
What?
That sounds like 1600.
Holy moly.
no.
Okay.
All right.
All right, cool.
Apollo 17 commander Gene Cernan guided lander Challenger to a touchdown on the moon, where he and Harrison Jack Schmitt would become the last two Apollo astronauts to walk on the lunar surface.
1975.
Oh, I was going to say 1964.
1972.
It's after Apollo 13.
Well, which one went bad? Didn't some
Yeah,
Apollo
one
go?
went bad.
13 went bad.
Oh.
Apollo
11 was
was
the
a
moon landing in
69.
69.
So this
Oh.
was 17.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, cool.
No, 72.
Yeah.
Number Apollo 17.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Nearly $6 million in cash and jewelry were stolen from the Lufthansa cargo terminal at New York's JFK Airport. The Lufthansa heist, the largest cash robbery in history at the time, was immortalized in the film Goodfellas.
1988.
1993.
78.
Oh.
Wow.
I don't remember that's what that Goodfellas was about.
I don't think I've seen Goodfellas
Did
all of
you
it.
ever see it?
I don't know. Nope. Have not.
House Majority Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee pushed through 3 articles of impeachment against President Bill Clinton over Democratic objections.
I don't know when he was president. 1994.
1996.
1996.
Okay.
He was president
Booyah.
elected in 92 and 96.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And how did it relate to the Monica deal?
Well, because of his
Improper conduct.
Yeah, I don't know how they say it, but yeah.
Former NASDAQ chairman Bertie Madoff. I didn't realize when he did this scam that he was the former NASDAQ chairman. Was arrested, accused of running a multi-billion-dollar Ponzi scheme that wiped out the life savings of thousands of people and wrecked charities.
2009.
6.
288.
Dang, I was close.
And we close with. Help me with a bonus here, guys. Help me with a bonus. I didn't think it through. The Supreme Court rejected a lawsuit backed by President Donald Trump to overturn Joe Biden's election victory, ending an attempt to get legal issues that were rejected by state and federal judges before the nation's highest court.
2020.
I was going to say 2020.
2020.
2021. The election was in
Dang.
20, and he was wrangling about it being unfair in 21. I put.
Yeah, I was off a year.
I put 22, which was.
Okay, very good. Before we go, I want to just mention to you, in these races, these local races, we have county judge, we have state representative for District 10, and for city council. There'll be school board races. We intend to endorse someone for all of them. I know there's a few people in this world who don't like endorsements or don't believe in op-ed pages. As long as the sun exists, there will be both. And it's not telling somebody who to vote for. It's saying this is who we believe based on what we know, or I know based on all that, who I or we would vote for. It's not telling you to vote for them. It's just saying that we think they would do the best job of all the candidates. So we will be endorsing, and in the process, not endorsing other candidates, and we may tell you why for those.
It does help people have a little bit more understanding, awareness. Not everybody is an expert on these things, and so you have to take with a grain of salt how much of this is stating the facts and how much of it is taking the facts and turning them into opinions. But it's not like this newspaper is the only paper that does it. They do it in papers all over the country routinely.
Most papers still do it, and most politicians, if not all of them, want key endorsements. And whether or not you think ours is key is up to the reader and the citizen. So, but we will be doing them. Our show is sponsored by HooserCustomMeats.com, 903-688-1446. They are in Italy, Texas. HooserCustomMeats.com. Hooser spelled Hooser. They produce and sell really, really, really good food. So if you're looking for good food for the holidays, I had somebody, a listener, text me the other day and ask for some more information. So hopefully they contacted them. But tell them you heard about them on Grit and Good News. But can't go wrong. So thank you for being with us. We'll be back on Tuesday, Sammy and me.
Yeah,
Yeah. Our true or false that the boys like to do real quick. True or false? Phobophobia. 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 Phobophobia is a thing. True or false? Uh,
True. There's so
it
many
is
phobias. Oh.
it is to describe people who are afraid of fear. True or false? Afraid of fear.
That's got to be true.
False.
True. Phobophobia is somebody
I
is
th-
is an ailment that says you are afraid to be fearful.
I thought you were gonna.
What?
I thought you were. It was gonna do with faux food.
No, phobophobia. All right, there you go. We'll be back. Sammy and I will be back here on Tuesday. Sammy always brings a cool perspective as a 21-year-old, so we look forward to that. Thank you for being with us today. Have a great weekend. Enjoy this nice weather until Sunday, where it gets really, really cold. And
Have a great day and try to put a smile on someone's face today. I hope we've done that for you today. Boom.